Hey, in this video, I'm going to show you 5 SEO hacks that are actually working right now and will continue to work in the future. And make sure you watch until the end because most people ignore SEO hack number 3, and that's a big mistake. Let's dive in. So SEO hack number 1 is to do reverse keyword research. Now, most people attempt to do keyword research with a traffic-focused mindset, and the reason is simple. It's for pure vanity. Huge traffic growth is pretty on charts, but it doesn't tell the full story. Here's the truth. Traffic is relative. So what do I mean by that? Take this example of 2 businesses. Business 1 sells funny cat pictures, which gets 9,500 searches per month, while Business 2 offers personal injury services in St. Louis, which only gets 200 searches per month. Now, here's a pop quiz for you. Which business will produce more revenue after ranking number 1 for the most important keyword? Well, the answer is that the personal injury lawyer by an order of magnitude of 1,000. Now, why am I showing you this example? Because I want to demonstrate that search volume is dumb. What really matters is intent, and all of your keyword decisions should be grounded on search intent, and that's when reverse keyword research comes into play. Reverse keyword research is an intent focused methodology, not a search volume focused strategy. Now keep in mind, you're still going to use search volume, but it's only a small piece of the puzzle. So with that said, here's how reverse keyword research works. Instead of prioritizing keywords with the highest volume, you're going to prioritize keywords with the highest transactional intent. That means you're going to start at the bottom of the funnel and work your way up. For example, if someone searches what is SEO, it makes sense to deliver an informational piece of content hosted on your blog. This informational content should deliver pure value without any sales pitch because the searcher hasn't shown any other intent other than to learn. That said, you do want to push the searcher further down the funnel. And that's why I always offer a relevant and free lead magnet whenever I publish informational content at the top of the funnel. For example, if you look at my blog post about on-page SEO, you'll see that I have a free on-page SEO checklist. The goal is to push that relationship further down the funnel. So instead of asking them to buy my SEO training, I'm just asking them for their email address in exchange for an awesome piece of free value that can really benefit them. Then once they're on my email list, I can deliver more value to them and nurture the relationship. And as trust grows, this subscriber may turn into a lead and eventually a client. So what I just described is how you turn a cold website visitor into a client. But of course, it's not always that straightforward because only 3 to 5% of searchers will turn into email subscribers. And that's why you must target keywords at each stage of the funnel. For example, after searching what is SEO, the next search might be learn SEO. And this is still informational in nature and at the top of the funnel, so the content structure will be the same. However, after that, they may search best SEO courses or best SEO training, which is further down the funnel and is investigative in nature. So at that point, they'll want to see other people's experience with the program, and this will lead to more transactional and comparison searches like Gotcha SEO Academy review or Gotcha SEO Academy versus SEO that works. These searches are extremely high value because the searcher has become brand aware and is getting close to conversion. And that's why you must prioritize these keywords first and then work your way up the funnel. The goal is to make money, not to juice your traffic numbers. So the next SEO hack is number 2, prioritize existing keywords. Now this might seem really obvious, but common sense isn't common practice in SEO. The truth is that the best keywords to optimize for are the ones that you're already performing decently for. That means any keyword that's ranking from position number 2 to number 15 is a golden opportunity to drive more organic traffic with little effort. Think about it. Google is telling you that your page is a good fit for that keyword, and the algorithm is giving it to you on a golden platter. You just need to take advantage of it. You should spend 80% of your time optimizing for existing keywords and the other 20% targeting new keywords. So how do you find these keywords? Well, first go to SEMrush, enter your domain, go to organic research, click on the positions filter, and in the custom range, enter 2 to 15. Now you'll see all of the potential low-hanging fruits to target. So the question you probably have now is, how do you optimize for these low-hanging fruits? Well, anytime I want to improve the performance for any given page, I just go through this 7-step process. So number 1, is there keyword cannibalization? Keyword cannibalization is when 2 or more pages are targeting the same exact keyword phrase. And eliminating this is a priority because it hurts performance. You can use Screaming Frog to find instances of keyword cannibalization. Here's how. Okay, so all you need to do is open up Screaming Frog, put the target website through here, and then start the crawl. And once it's done, The best way to find keyword cannibalization is to start searching based on URL or by title. So what I'll do is I'll just go right into here and I'll just start searching things that I'm starting to see some similarities for. So in this case, this client wants to rank in St. Louis. So let's start looking for instances of keyword cannibalization for St. Louis. Right away, the first thing I see is St. Louis divorce family law. So then we'll get a little more granular and we'll just type divorce. And now what we're able to see is that they have a bunch of URLs that all have St. Louis divorce family law attorneys in the actual subfolder. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to actually fix this because we don't want all of these pages to be optimized for this keyword phrase. We only want this specific page to be optimized for this keyword phrase. Otherwise, we're gonna run into keyword cannibalization issues. And if we actually look at the title over here as well, we're gonna see that if we look at divorce lawyer St. Louis, and then right below, we also have divorce attorney St. Louis. So these are actually the same exact keywords, just slight variations, but they have the same exact intent. So these two pages are actually competing against each other. So this is a very quick way to find instances of keyword cannibalization. And you need to go through and clean this all up. And in this case, it's just a matter of cleaning up the URL structure and probably consolidating these pages into one primary page, which would be this one. Number two, does the content need to be upgraded? So my criteria at this point is simple. Is the content unique and better than what exists on the site itself and when compared to the top 10 competitors? So if you're unable to be objective in this analysis, then have someone else outside of your company review your content and compare it against the top 10. Number three, is the content optimized? If your content passed the test, then it's time to perform on-page SEO. I'll be explaining some actions in a second. Number four, have you promoted the asset internally? What this means is, have you built internal links to the target page? Is the page easily accessible to crawlers and no more than 3 clicks deep? Number five, have you created enough topical relevance? More on this in a second. Number six, does the page have enough backlinks? So you need to narrow the backlink gap on both the page and the domain level if you want to beat your competitors. All right, so now let's move on to SEO hack number 3, which is upgrade before you optimize. So before you ever do on-page SEO, you first need to ask if the page itself is different and better than what's currently ranking. You need to go through this exercise with a completely objective mindset. If your page is just another Me Too piece of content, then optimizing it may produce short-term gains, but it won't last. What produces long-term results in SEO is creating pages that are truly unique. And that means you need to find angles that haven't been used before. Now keep in mind, you're still satisfying the intent, but the content itself needs to be different than what's ranking. So look at your content through an objective lens, and if it isn't great, then upgrade it. And once that's done and you're satisfied, then do on-page SEO, which brings me to SEO hack number 4, which is do not violate minimum viable on-page SEO laws. Check out the video below this one showing you my advanced guide to on-page SEO. So with that said, the most non-negotiable on-page SEO action is to place keywords in the right spots. So your primary keyword should be in the URL, the title, the H1, the first sentence, the first H2, and you can use a keyword variation here, and the last sentence. These are absolutely non-negotiable spots. So once you've placed your primary keyword in these critical spots, you can then use a tool like Surfer to optimize NLP, which is natural language processing. Now it's time for SEO hack number 5, which is build topical relevance before link building. Now, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is diving right into link building. The truth is that if you build a strong on-site and content foundation, you won't need as many backlinks to rank. And you also won't need to be as aggressive with anchor text. And the best method for improving rankings without needing as many backlinks is to build more topical relevance and authority. Now, the question is how? Well, like everything else, there's a wrong way and a right way to do it. Now, some people think you should just answer every question in your vertical. While this is the right approach in many scenarios, it's ineffective on the local level. For example, let's say you're trying to improve the rankings for a St. Louis plumber. Does it make sense for a plumber to create content about when was indoor plumbing invented? Now, this is a trick question, but the answer is no. Now, sure, there is relevance on a niche level. However, it's not relevant on the local level, and it would be much better to create a linkable asset around a topic and location like the history of plumbing in St. Louis. And if you do that, now you're building topical relevance in this context. Now, the point here is that you need to be really granular. Go deep instead of wide when you're trying to build topical relevance. So with that said, here's how to find ideas to build topical relevance.
So one of my favorite ways to build topical authority and relevance is just simply go into Google, enter your target keyword, and we're going to look for the people also asked section. So we'll scroll down and we're immediately going to get access to all of these ideas that people are currently searching on Google. And so we know for sure that people are searching these, even if they don't have volume when you run them through a tool, because Google wouldn't be showing these unless people were actually searching them. So this is a terrific way to build topical relevance and authority because Google is telling us that these particular topics are relevant to this core topic that we just searched. Now, if you want to streamline this process, I recommend using alsoask.com. And I don't have any affiliation with this tool, but it's just an amazing tool for making things way easier. So all you need to do is just enter your keyword, and then it's going to do all that heavy lifting for you. And you can export all these ideas. And then you could, of course, run them through Ahrefs to see if they have volume. But ultimately, you want to be able to create content assets around these ideas. Now, keep in mind, you should only create a new page if the intent is different. So let's take a look at a couple of these. This one is, what are the 4 types of coffee? So that's a very unique phrase compared to just coffee. So this could have its own dedicated asset. This one here, is coffee good or bad for your health? Once again, this could have its own asset because it has different intent. And then this one, what is the benefit of coffee? So this could be in regards to health. This could be in regards to many different things. So technically, you probably want to create a separate asset for that as well. And lastly, is coffee a berry or a bean? Once again, a very specific keyword with unique intent. So it should have its own asset. And as you go through these, you'll start to see the ones that would require their own dedicated piece of content. And the key is that we want to satisfy the intent 100%. So for example, if we look at what is the weakest coffee, we'd want to create a simple asset that explains exactly what the weakest coffee is. And it shouldn't be about anything else. It just should be focused on answering that one question, and you should do it to the fullest extent. And that is how you'll be able to rank and build a ton of topical authority and relevance. And ultimately, the big goal here is that we tackle all of these different ideas. And then what we're going to do is we're going to internally link all these assets together, which will then build topical authority and relevance for our core keyword, which in this case is coffee.
So those are 5 powerful SEO hacks to take advantage of right now. Thank you so much for watching, and please like this video if you got value. I'll see you in the next video.